Are you struggling with the price of Lorcana? Can you not even find product for love of money? Then this video is for you. Welcome back, fellow Illumineers, to Be Our Guest. In today's video, we begin a series following my journey through some local League play. Because of lack of product here in Western Canada, we'll begin with a starter deck and only be able to add cards from 2 boosters per week with which to improve our decks. For those of you that are trying to play on a budget, or you just can't find the cards, this series is designed to show you that you can still be competitive in spite of these limited resources. So, if you'd like to learn how to stay competitive in your local league without breaking the bank or making cards appear out of thin air, please be our guest.
So for this exercise, we're choosing to use the Ruby Emerald deck. I feel like this is the deck that can most budget-friendly be improved upon. Like to make Amber Amethyst work really well, you probably need the legendaries and some of the super rares. For Steel Sapphire, for sure, you need legendaries to make it really good. Whereas I feel like Emerald Ruby, there's a lot of great commons and uncommons that'll make the deck really competitive. And if you can manage to get a few super rares along the way or a legendary, great. But if you don't get it, I think your deck can still be really competitive. So that's why we started with this deck. The problem is there's still a lot of stuff to trim. So hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be able to trim all the garbage stuff pretty thoroughly and start working our way towards a competitive deck. So if you haven't looked at the deck list for Ruby Emerald yet, we'll have that on the screen, but you can see it all laid out here. Quite a few things that I'm looking to trim early on. Namely, we've got Vicious Betrayal, and he's got a sword here, which effectively do the same thing, increasing strength for an action. Don't love those. I think they need to be cut. Stampede, I think needs to be cut, but you can make an argument for it because it is removal. It's just bad removal. Excuse me. It's just bad removal, so I wouldn't be too keen to have that in there. I really love LeFou. Cruella de Vil's good. Happy with those. The 2/2's fine. Shield of Virtue, I think, has a place in the short term. In the long term, I'd love to not have Aladdin Street Rat, but obviously he does help us to shift out Aladdin Heroic Outlaws. So if we happen to get more Heroic Outlaws, I'm fine enough having him in the deck. But with just one, he really is not ideal for me. So I'd like to trim him in the short term and maybe bring him back in if we open more Heroic Outlaws. Iago's kind of mid of the way through that I'll want to cut him, so not yet. Meg, I'd like to cut sooner rather than later. I just don't think the fact that she's got 1 willpower is worth her additional ability. Fine, but not terribly exciting. Prince Ali, I like more than Street Rat, so I'm fine to keep him for now. Stolen Scimitar is another one I'd like to get rid of sooner rather than later. Scar, debatably, yeah, I'd probably like to get rid of him soon. Some of our best cards are right here. Actually, these 3 in a row are some of our best cards. Pongo, Mad Hatter, and Dragonfire. Would love 1 more of each of those. Captain's fine. Steal from the Rich has to go. That will be my first cut, easily. And Rapunzel, I think, also needs to be cut in the short term, just because she's uninkable and 6 cost. So when we've got her in our opening hand, she's really rough. Again, I don't think that she's like first cut. Probably he's got a sword, Vicious Betrayal, and Steal from the Rich are my first cuts, but she's not too far behind. So, as I mentioned, this was over the weekend, so we did crack our packs, but I made sure to mark them down, so this would be true to the experience. So we cracked 2 packs, 1 from the starter and 1 additional one, and here's what we got. So we'll separate into the cards that we can play and can't play. Technically, we can play Elsa. We're definitely not going to, but technically we could play Elsa. So we'll put her in that pile for now. Not as much from this pack. Okay, so we'll set aside the stuff that we can't play, and we'll keep the stuff that we could play. Okay, so out of the stuff that we can play, let's separate it now into the stuff that we think is playable, is good, and the stuff that's not so much. Gaston, I don't think is fantastic. He does fit in some constructed decks, but in a deck like this that doesn't really have an identity yet, a synergy, I don't think he's particularly good, but I think he's definitely better than a good number of cards in here. So I would put him in the to add pile. Mother Knows Best, an excellent card. Uninkables, so got to be careful with that. But if we can get rid of some of our other uninkables, I'd be happy to have her in. Do It Again absolutely doesn't have a place in this deck. It is not an action card deck. Cut to the Chase, I think, isn't playable, period. Stolen Scimitar, I already want to cut the ones I've got in here, so no to that. Elsa Ice Surfer, even with Anna's, is not good, and certainly not in this deck. Cruella de Vil, one of our better cards. Absolutely would love another one of her. Fan the Flames, I think, is definitely playable. I don't think it's great. Again, without a synergy, I don't think it's great, but I think it's definitely a lot better than some of the options. So I put it with kind of the Gaston type of cards that I just think make our deck better, even if they're not going to maybe be in it for the long run. I don't anticipate Fan the Flames being in the deck by the end of the season, but at least for now. Jasper is excellent. Happy to have him in the deck. Again, Prince Ali I like better than Street Rat, so I'm happy to have him in. And I don't think we have too many 2-drops, and I'd like to get rid of Meg, so I'd rather Prince Ali than Meg. And Pongo, as I mentioned, one of the best cards in our deck, so really happy to see that one. Okay, so that slimmed us down to how many we have left here. Okay, so we've got 7 cards that we want to include. And that should be your process. Obviously, get rid of the cards you can't play. And then the cards you can play, just narrow it down to, are these cards better than the cards I currently have in my deck? And or are they more synergistic with the cards that I've got in my deck? Do they work better with the cards in my deck, right? So Street Rat's a great example. Yes, there is one Heroic Outlaw, but really he's not very synergistic with the rest of the deck. One Heroic Outlaw does not really make him synergistic. So he's one that I would want to cut relatively soon. But if I've got 4 Heroic Outlaws, all of a sudden he becomes very synergistic. He fits more back in the deck. So that's kind of the narrowing down that you want to do when you're looking at your deck. So now becomes, where are we trimming from? So we need 7 spots for these cards. Where are we getting them from? As I mentioned, Steal from the Rich is absolutely the first cut in this deck. I don't care what you drew. If you drew a terrible card that was inkable, it should replace Steal from the Rich. So let's put Pongo in first. We're putting everything in, but let's start with the best one. All right, happy to see a 4th Pongo in there. Okay, what's next? I really feel like He's Got a Sword and Vicious Betrayal are the next obvious choices. Now we got to pay attention to the fact that we are taking 4 of our 1-cost cards out of the deck, and you do want to pay attention to your curve. If you're not familiar with the concept of ink curve, there's plenty of resources out there. This is not the video for it. So just do a search for that, or feel free to ask in the comments. But suffice to say, we do need to pay attention to the fact that we're taking these out. But that's not as big a problem, because it's not like Sergeant Tibbs where we're absolutely playing that on the first turn. Obviously, we're not playing He's Got a Sword on the first turn. So that's not as relevant, but it is still relevant. So we got to keep that in mind and make sure that we don't start filling up our deck with a bunch of 5, 6, 7-cost cards and getting rid of all our 1-cost cards. So as we continue developing this deck, we should be paying attention to things like that. Now we are adding one 1-cost card back in, but just one. Shift these down. Put another Prince Ali in. That brings us to 3. And I would very much prefer one more Prince Ali than Street Rat. I'm fine with 4 of them. I don't love Prince Ali. Again, in the long term, I would ultimately like to cut Prince Ali. But it depends on if I open more Heroic Outlaws or not. Okay. There's Jasper there. And Vicious Betrayal comes out. Okay. We've got 2 spots left that we need to trim from. So Stampede, I think, is definitely an option. Stolen Scimitar is definitely an option. Rapunzel, Megara. I don't think I want to get rid of Megara just yet because, again, we got rid of some of our low-cost cards and our inkable cards. So we want to keep inkables. We want to keep some low-cost characters. And plus, she's got the effect that we got rid of as well, for what that's worth. I think Rapunzel could definitely be a choice. I will tell you that I went with Stampede, but I'm not sure that that was the right decision. I just really don't like Stampede, but it is still removal. So I think will be a little untrue to reality in that I did not keep Stampede in. I removed Stampede, but I think for this video, let's keep that in. And I think the problem actually became Rapunzel. Stolen Scimitar is absolutely the weakest card here, but it's inkable, so I think that's important. I think Rapunzel is the right choice in this situation because she is uninkable, and that really was problematic for me, especially since I was putting in another Mother Knows Best, which is another uninkable card. So I just ended up, I only lost 2 matches out of, how many did I play? Like, I think 8 or 9 in the day. So obviously the deck worked well, but the one of the 2 that I lost was to a God draw on the play. So I was never winning against that. But the other one that I lost was I got stuck on inkables. I drew a hand of Mother Knows Best and Dragonfire and Rapunzel on the mulligan, or after the mulligan. So I think Rapunzel would actually be the right cut here. Again, you could do it a few different ways. I think you'd be fine with Stolen Scimitar. I think you'd be fine with Stampede and fine with Rapunzel. But it would be one of those. And again, next week when we crack a couple more packs, I'm very much hoping that we'll be able to eliminate some of those. So we're gonna crack out a couple of gameplays with this. Just show you this against our buddy Patrick and the deck he put together from that starter challenge. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. All right, starter deck challenge, starter deck plus challenge, league challenge here. So notably on the weekend, Patrick and I were 1-1. So we'll see.
This is the revenge match.
Yeah. Okay.
You just got the first card.
First like 3.
You jerk.
Putting that Aurora on the top.
You jerk.
Okay. So, we don't have any true 1-drop. These don't count, so I think we'll put these back. That's not even a good 2-drop. It's a good 2-drop, but it's not good early. You want this later in the game, so I think we actually have to put that back. We definitely want to keep that one. We want to keep a 3. Again, good, but it's late, so I think we need to dig for some more early stuff. I think we need to put back 5 here, unfortunately.
Well, we'll put down 3.
Not where I want to be. Okay, we got some early plays, so that's good. All right, I mean, that's not great, but that definitely could have been a lot worse. So, we're happy with that.
You cutting the top 3 cards, I think, kind of hurt me.
Well, those 3 you stacked on the top, obviously.
Yeah, clearly. Shuffle magician.
Yeah. You're doing the old...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
No, I don't trust you. I never trust you. Never, ever.
Okay. You are going first, sir. You won the roll.
Okay.
Well, I think you know what I'm inking first, sir.
Sorry, citizens.
Oh, wah wah.
Pass turn.
Okay, we're gonna ink Aladdin, a Street Rat, and we're gonna put out Duke of Wesselton. So I gotta remember. That's my ink wall. There we go. Pass the turn.
Okay. Draw for turn.
Yep. I think next turn I'll ink one of these 2. Maybe that one. Lose would be ideal.
Reveal Beast.
Yep.
Zinc.
But I have so many good items in this deck.
No, you don't. Insert 1. Fire cannons.
Yep.
Pass turn.
The Duke is not impressed. Okay. We'll put down Sergeant Tibbs's ink.
Okay.
Fire the cannons that.
Can't.
Pass the turn.
I can't. Draw turn.
Yep.
Reveal Coconut Basket immediately.
Yep.
Put it down for ink. Insert 2. Grawatala.
Nice.
Pass turn.
Okay. Rampma. Okay. We're going to put down Horus as ink. We're going to tap 3, and we're going to put out Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot, sorry. We will quest for 1 and pass the turn.
Okay. I'll ready my ink.
Yep.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Reveal Aurora.
Yep.
Exert 4.
Mm-hmm.
Play Hans.
Nice.
And I will... What will I do?
What will you do?
I will quest for 1.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Okay, we're gonna ink Horus.
Sounds familiar?
Yeah. And what? We'll quest for 2. And it's kind of weak, but we'll play LeFou, and we will ready Aladdin and pass the turn.
Okay. Draw for turn. Reveal Maleficent.
Yep.
Frank. Exert 5.
Yep.
Simba.
Okay.
Quest for 2 with Prince Eric, dealing 1 damage to LeFou, running Grammatala into LeFou.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Questing with Grammatala, that's fine.
Okay. Yes. 3. Yep. Took me a second. Okay. Phew. Thank goodness. We'll put down Horus, No Good Scoundrel as ink. We'll pay 5 for Mad Hatter. We will exert Mickey Mouse to return Simba to your hand. And we will quest for 2 and pass the turn.
For Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
Quest with Prince Eric, finishing off LeFou.
Yep.
Quest with Grammatala for 3 total.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Okay. Let's put out Mad Hatter. Let's run Mickey Mouse into Hans. And let's quest for 4. And pass the turn.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Fill Captain Hook as ink.
Yep. That's a lot of ink.
6 for Scar,
Yep.
giving Mickey Mouse the minus ability.
Yep.
Running Mickey Mouse into Mickey Mouse.
Yep. Mickey on Mickey action.
Mickey on.
Mickey on Mickey violence.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mickey woke up and chose violence.
Quest for 1.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Okay. I think I just gotta race is what I gotta do. So we're gonna quest for 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're gonna put out the Duke of Wesselton. Pass the turn. Think I might have this one in the bag.
You might. You might.
Don't concede before my turn. because I've got something that I would like to do.
Ridiculous. I'm not going to let you.
It is very thematic. You will appreciate it.
Okay, so but as long as I will appreciate it.
Yeah. It's going to require you to play as if I was at like 0 lore. I don't want to give it away.
Ridiculous. I kind of know what it is. Run Scar into one of your Mad Hatters.
Yep. 2 damage on the Scar.
Yeah.
And we'll draw a card. Oh, that's nice too.
Why is Mickey Detective so weak?
Hey, he got you an ink. What
Why
are you
is
complaining
he
about?
so weak? Yeah, alright. I lose anyway, so. Top 5, Simba, pass turn. 1 turn too late.
I think you were more than 1 turn too late.
1 turn too late, because I'm in.
Thank you for reading my mind, by the way, because I really wanted to stampede Scar. Stampede?
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't believe that's. Well, it's your starter deck. It's my starter deck too. Yeah, that's fair. GG.
GG.
Oh, this deck is. If only I could play the cards that we've already pulled.
I have no idea what you're talking about. We're in league play, Patrick. We haven't pulled anything.
What do you mean? League play, he says. All right.
All right, one more.
Of course.
Okay. All right. Cut your deck.
1 card off the top, eh? So I can't. Now that I know, I'm just gonna stack it the second card.
All right. We got a 1 drop, so we're happy with that. No 2. All the 3 drops. All right. We'll keep this guy to play. That one is ink. And maybe that one just in case we need it for early plays, and we'll mulligan 3.
I will mulligan 0.
You're a brave soul.
Always am. Loser goes first.
Sure.
Reveal coconut basket.
And you also didn't win the last game.
Yeah, that's why I said loser go. Oh, play Simba.
Okay.
Draw my card.
Yeah. It's a May. You didn't have to.
I mean, why wouldn't I?
You like to cut, sir.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, what are you discarding?
Aurora.
Ooh. Here, put it down there so it's more clear that's the discard.
Pass turn.
Okay. We will put down Horus as ink. And we will put out Duke of Wesselton.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Draw for turn.
Mm-hmm.
Develop your ring.
Yep. I think you could probably use that, but...
1 jump ahead.
Yep. Would you like to quest?
No. Pass turn. Would you like to quest, he says.
Okay. Let's ink Aladdin Street Rat. And... yeah, we'll put out Prince Ali and quest for 1. Pass the turn.
Draw for turn.
Mm-hmm.
East.
Yep.
Jasmine.
Yep. Questing? Questing.
Pass turn.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay putting down 1 Jasper. And we will put out Mickey Mouse Steamboat Pilot. And we'll quest for 1. Pass the turn. Wanted to sacrifice Duke of Wesselton to bait out Jasmine.
Develop your ring.
Yep.
C- coming.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yep.
C minus coming. I too am fine with baiting Mickey Mouse, so I will quest for 3.
Okay.
Pass turn.
I feel like a grab your sword's coming. That's the only explanation there. All right. We'll put out Gaston as ink. And regret not having put that out last turn. And we'll run Mickey Mouse into Jasmine. And we'll run the Duke into Simba. And we'll quest for 1. Pass the turn.
Okay. Mickey Mouse.
Yep.
Reveal Maleficent as ink.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Pass turn. Okay. What are you up to? Okay, happy to see that. Mickey Mouse, Steamboat Pilot as ink. Mad Hatter. You don't have Be Prepared in there, so I will quest for 4 and say Maleficent can't quest. Actually, we're gonna leave... No, because we're gonna leave Duke of Wesselton back. Because I'm fine with trading here. But I don't want to trade Duke of Wesselton. So 1, 2, 3, and say that Maleficent can't quest.
Okay.
Pass the turn. Oh, it's lining up something big.
That looks like 6, right? 2, 3,
Yep.
5, 6.
Scar.
Mufasa, actually.
Oh, even better.
Mufasa,
Right.
actually. I will trade the Mickey Mouse.
Yep. I think Mickey got good value. Jasmine and Detective Mickey.
Yeah, that's actually really good value for you.
Yep. You're gonna put Maleficent at risk. What's the play, Patrick?
Thinking.
What's the optimal play?
What is the optimal play? What is the optimal play? You can.
Mad Hatter's looking real threatening.
No, I'll make you do the trade.
She can't quest.
Oh,
You
because
can only challenge. Yeah.
My bad.
Would you like to challenge Aladdin, Prince Ali? Prince Ali,
No, that's fine.
Okay. I'm sorry in advance. I'm not, but I'm a little bit.
That's fair.
Quest. Maleficent can't quest. 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up to 12. Pass the turn.
Okay. That's doable. Potentially.
Grab your sword would still probably hurt. At least I'd still draw a card from Mad Hatter, but grab your sword would still hurt. Strong as 10 regular men, definitely. And that good people is why we got about. I don't know why I've got Prince Ali in my head.
I will challenge Mad Hatter.
Why are you exerting ink?
You'll see that.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll smash to finish it off.
Okay, so I'll draw a card.
How much does Mad Hatter do?
2.
Pass turn.
Okay. You want to know what Mad Hatter drew me?
Not really.
She can't quest 1, 2, 3. No, I'll ink Sergeant Tibbs to play Sergeant Tibbs and pass the turn. Mad Hatter drew me Mad Hatter.
Run Maleficent into Aladdin.
Okay. I still got 5 on here, so I'm not entirely sure.
No, you don't. Ridiculous!
Thanks, everybody. That was a blast, wasn't it? And I'm pretty sure that all the starter deck analysis always said that Steel Sapphire should beat Emerald Ruby, and I just find that completely false.
It's absolutely false. There's not enough.
I still think this is the best deck. A lot of people choose Amethyst Amber, but I still think this is the best starter deck. I didn't do a heck of a lot to this deck. I put a significant number of cards in, but really Pongo was the only good addition I put in. Everything else was just fine. I guess Cruella Loaded Bill is another good addition. Not that I saw any of them, but yeah.
Ridiculous. Mad Hatter into Mad Hatter is almost as annoying as Genie into Genie. I'll tell you that much.
I love Mad Hatter.
Thank you everyone for watching. It's truly an honor to see you enjoying our videos. Thank you to Lorcania.com for having us as one of their featured creators, and thank you to the amazing community coming together around this incredible game. Please like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what you'd like to see on our next video. Until next time, if you'd like to continue with us on this journey, please be our guest.